Hello, everyone. Welcome to another stream. This is the second stream of today. The only reason for doing this is to finish what we started, so I don't have to come back to this time and again, and then we can pick a new topic. How is it going, everyone? Welcome. How many cups of coffees or teas have you had today? I have my third one right here. Is the third one? Yes, it's the third coffee of the day. How many did you have today? Saad says, sir, please suggest any open source project to adopt best practices for Next.js. I mean, there's so many. If you start looking on GitHub Next.js projects, you can find those. But when you say best practices, it's no guarantee that the open source project that you're going to pick has the best practices. I think for the best practices, you should always go to the documentation. So I would say refer to the documentation rather than different projects on GitHub. So yeah, I would say look at the documentation. Or you could also look into tutorials on GitHub. Sorry, tutorials on YouTube. We have a lot of good courses as well, so you could actually start looking into those. I'm going to quickly start going to the application itself, so we're not really wasting time. So this is where we left off. We said once the payment is done, we need to update the status as well. I don't think that happens at the moment. So here it says still request pending, but I think the actions that we have probably got this updated. So here, when we have is paid item, yeah, it looks at the public URL. That's good. So we're gonna try one thing again. What I'm going to ask it to do is to remove the data that we are accessing or the data that we are looking at. So starting from scratch, and then we'll see how that goes. Abdul Hamid says, hi Abdul Hamid, how's it going? Saad says, and name any course on YouTube your favorite. I haven't looked into a Next.js course for quite a while now, so I don't have any, to be honest. I do know that we have some good YouTube channels. So YouTube, maybe what was it called? Not Traversy Media. GS Mastery, I think it's called. Yeah, I think this is the guy. I can probably see from the shorts. Is it not JS JavaScript Mastery? I think it is the one. So he should have some courses, I think. Can I find something with Next.js? Yeah, so here you can see this is a course, build an LMS SaaS. Maybe this one. I can share in the chat. So maybe this one. Seems like a modern full stack tutorial. So that's good. Build 3 full stack web applications that will land your job 12 hours full course. I mean, all of these courses look really nice. React admin dashboard with tables, Stripe, Gemini. There's so many things here. I think this is a really good channel. It's like 1.14 million subscribers for some reason, of course. So definitely look at this particular channel. Okay, I'm gonna go back to. Sorry, I'm gonna go back to the app itself. So I think these both of them are exactly the same. So what I want to do is I want to actually remove data from Firebase. So let's see. I think right now what we're doing is we're probably having the Firebase here, but not the project itself. I don't think it exists somewhere. If I go to, let's see if I can find Firebase. Here we have Firebase, we have config. I'm gonna change my screen and see the config. Okay, I do see the database there, but I'm not 100% sure if this is the right database, real-time database. No, not real-time database, Firestore database. But there's nothing in the Firestore database, so I'm wondering, where is this connecting? Give me 1 second. I do want to check why do we have the Firebase thingy with config. So this is actions. So this is done for actions themselves. Okay. I'm really confused as to where it is connecting with the Firebase database. But we can have a look at that in just a minute. We're probably going to go in the pro code mode, and then we are going to take it from there. So let's see. Usman Arshad says, love Firebase AI and your explanation with brief coding thinking pattern. Okay. Thank you so much, Usman. And thank you for joining the stream as well. Armani Frank says, hello, I'm Frank. Hello, Frank. How are you watching this video from? So let's go to Gemini and let's try to implement this, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to first ask, right now I can see many requests. So for example, let us show a view. So if I go to the campaigns here it is, right? So I'm going to share two things with it. One is this. So request as request count. And then when I open it, I see just one. Well, when I open it, I just see one. And then I can say identify and fix this issue. And I also am attaching two files now. So one is for the request count when we see the count here. And then when we click it, I only see one. So this is, I think this is an interesting one. How do we see these? So let's see what this comes up with. Okay. All right, let's see what kind of changes do we have here. Okay. So now what it has done is that it has changed this to show all requests at the same time, where I am not really sure if it should do it. The different views, pending, approved, declined was intentional actually. this should not be changed. However, okay, then I understand. So if we have multiple requests or coming in, then it only shows us the requests that I'm thinking. However, the requests count should remove, I think, no, I'm thinking now, should it remove any requests that come in, or no, I'm thinking should reflect the actual number of requests. Maybe it is coming from a property that gets updated on different actions, but it is not being handled correctly. Maybe the count should always come from the list count of requests, or we need to find and ensure it gets updated on all actions in the, and then we can define the Firebase actions. So actions, okay. So we want to make sure that um, it does work with all of those things. Otherwise we have an issue. So I'm sending this now. Let's see. So now it's investigating. Frank says, I'm watching this video from DRC. I like Angular so much. When do you plan to do this again? Do you mean doing Angular again? Do you mean another course with Angular, or what do you mean? By the way, if you like my work with Angular, I would highly suggest looking into the book that I've published just recently. It is updated with Angular version 20. It's called Mastering Angular Signals. It is one of the best books out there when it comes to understanding signals, and signals are really important for Angular in general. So we have signal forms coming in. We have a lot of APIs that are being converted with signals, like resources. We have view children, query children, all of those things. They are being converted or they are being supported by signals in general. So make sure that you look into the book itself. As far as I remember, we've got one review on Amazon so far, and that is a 5-star review. I'm still waiting for I'm still waiting for the time where we have a bunch more reviews, maybe 10 reviews instead of just one. But this is what it looks like. So you see here we have just one 5-star review, and the book is available on Amazon. So you can get it for Kindle, you can get it for paperback, whatever. And I'm going to try to keep this book up to date when we have more things coming in from the signals standpoint. So we'll see how that goes then. All right. So now we have some changes. Okay, I understand. I will not change the view logic in the request dialog. Good, thank you. So the issue seems to be how the request count is being updated in the actions.ts file. I will start by reading. So it read the actions file to understand how request count is being handled. After reviewing, I've identified the issue. The delete request function only decrements the request count if the request status is pending. This means if a request is declined or approved and then deleted, the request count is not updated, leading to the discrepancy you're seeing. I will now correct the delete request function to ensure request count is always decremented when a request is deleted, regardless of its status. Good. So this is what we actually wanted. And this is important. So here is the status that is being checked. So this is really important because if we don't check and allow AI to do all the things, we may end up in this issue because we always want our UI to show pending and approved and declined instead of this. And the first thing that it did was just change that. I don't want to change that. So yeah, let's update the file in that case. Okay, good. Amani says, thanks, sir. No problem at all. After this, I'll validate the fixes. Okay. So I think this is good enough. We do have requests being shared here, I think, but it's okay. So we do have, uh, we do have this as approved. One of the things that I wanted to do was to change this request from pending payment to actually payment done, which doesn't seem like it's actually happening. So we may have to implement a way where the payment is done, and then we have some sort of webhook that updates the status on the backend. So we'll see. Okay, so what did it do now? Let's see. Okay, so decline request goes and runs the transaction. It then updates the count. Okay. Uh-huh. Okay, good. So then I can update this. Looks good to me. I'm not really sure if I want to, if I really want the, if we really want the Stripe implementation there, maybe we should have it. But I'm thinking about it. Maybe not. We'll see. Where does the red count by ensuring it's okay. I'm thinking now, maybe we need to implement it in a way where we say, okay, you could update it, or you could pay via Stripe, or you could pay manually, in which case the organizer can say, okay, this has been paid. Let's say outside of the platform, so to say. But let's try to implement the Stripe thingy. So I'm gonna ask it that after the payment has been done by the purchaser, the item's status should update from pending payment to paid or claimed, right? Um, is and I'm gonna ask, is that happening right now, or we need to implement some sort of webhook etc. The thing is, when you are successful, you only have this thing like payment success true. So anyone could go and paste this link, and then it could turn the item's payment to true, which we don't really want. We want this to happen on a backend to make it secure. So I can also explain that here. We don't want just the redirect with success from Stripe to update the status of the item, as anyone can use that URL and claim this the item to be paid for. We want the payment status to be updated from the backend. Evaluate and let me know. Okay, so it's really important for us to provide as much context as possible for this to work nicely, to say the least, and that's exactly what we're doing. I'm gonna put a fan, or maybe okay. So what did it do? Did it go ahead or no? That's an excellent question. A crucial point of security. You're right to be cautious. Blah blah blah. I will evaluate the code base. Blah blah blah. It looks like Cyber is already implemented correctly in the route. Blah blah blah. Full pay request. Blah blah blah. Even the application correctly. I will not necessarily run dev server to validate all the fixes. You can't run the dev server. I've already done that. The packages or the dependencies are installed as well. I'll test it myself now. If the code is already in place. So we are saying Gemini, no need to check anything. I'm gonna do it myself. Because I remember when we were working on this before, it seems like everything should be there, and I think we had a webhook also that should work for us. So we'll see. So right now, if I go back to prototyper where my application is running, so this is the application, right? So what I'm going to do now is let's say we have the request right here, and this is payment pending from test giveaway millionaire.com. So what I'm going to do is we're going to go to the Millionaire one and test giveaway. I don't see previous emails at the moment, but I think then we have to do it again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this, decline this, which should send an email most likely. Request from testaway has been unapproved. Let's see if we get an email. Okay, so we got an email update on your request. It says has unapproved the request. That's good. Then I'm gonna go ahead and this was pending and now this is declined, but it still shows declined to me. Why? So it doesn't update the status. If I decline now, then it shows declined to me. Or no. Okay, there was some issue there. So it says view request 0. So now if I look at this says view request 0. And now I can't even see the requests. Okay, so this is a problem. This is something that I don't really want. Even if there are no requests, I should be able to open the dialog. So even if there are no requests to show, I should be able to see the request dialog, to see the declined ones. And I don't know what this delete does, to be honest. What does it do? Maybe it deletes the existing one. Well, we'll see. So it will basically just remove. So here it says, yeah, I agree. It's a bad user experience to hide the view request button just because the active request count is 0, especially since decline requests are now managed in the same dialog, right? So you should always be able to open and see the history. This is important. And this is like, this is just me thinking about the user experience, and you can also, think along me. So now it's removing the disable condition here. Now in the actions, what it did change. So it essentially went ahead with decline request to do a couple of things. So updating the count when declined, and here we have just a change. Okay, and this one is in delete request. Okay, so it doesn't have to be pending. It could be in any state, and then we should be able to just delete. That makes sense. And then in the dialog, I think it just removed the disabled keyword from there. Yeah, so here it just removed this condition where if there's no request, then it's disabled. So that's good. So now if I go here, I can see view request, good. And I can also go ahead and delete as well. So I can delete the request. Okay. And if I go to Mailinator, I should not be seeing any email for this particular thing. But that means now I can go and pay request here. And I'm gonna close one of those. So I'm gonna now say pay request. Here I can give my email. Say I'm gonna say $2 here. When I say send request, it should be able to send the request, and we should be able to see that. Okay, so the request has been sent to the campaign owner. Good. Now I can go here and I can already see without refreshing that we have a request now. You can see here we have this guy who has sent a request for $2, I can say, okay, approve, fail to approve request. Now this is an issue. So why do we have that? Next public environment variable is not set. Okay. In this case, how do we, okay, so we could set this. Let's see what fix it does. We may just go back and restore if we don't really like what this does. Let's see how it solves the problem. All right, so here we have, you correctly identified the problem because this is not set for creating a stripe link. The fix is to add this variable to env file. I will set it to, sorry, where did it go? I will set it to default value of localhost 903, which is the standard port. Okay, so here's the change in your env file. And then this is what we've got. So let me quickly update the env file. And I don't really want to, I'm going to double check the env file and see if it's what I intended to be. Let's see. So I'm going to go to the pro code mode. And I just want to make sure I don't have anything that should not be shown. So we have the env file. Yeah, we have the stripe secret, etc. there. So what we are going to do is we're going to say that this is the public URL, which I'm posting right now. Give me 1 second. Okay. Sorry. And I'm going to save this. And then I'm going to go back to the prototyper. All right, showing the screen again. All right, so this is loading at the moment. Once this loads, we are going to try this out with the correct public URL. Okay, so let's see. So I'm going to go to manage campaign. And let's quickly, oh, Maghrib in 30 minutes, nice. Give me 1 second while I reply to my friend while this is being loaded. Why is it taking so much time? Da, 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 da. Okay. All right, so it's not going to that page for some reason. Let's see if it's because of some error or is it some, okay. So we have an issue with something else. Let's see if I can reload and that fixes it. Otherwise, I think it could be an issue with this public app URL. Or do I need to refresh the whole page? If it's doing an infinite redirect. Let's say if I go to all, make it a bit small. Okay. I don't see infinite redirects, at least not there. Maybe here I will get some. Let's try this. Let's try refreshing again. Let's see what's happening here. It's funny that 90% of the time when you're doing, AI assisted coding, you're like, it's like instead of coding, 90% of the time I'm like, what's happening? So maybe there's an availability issue at Firebase. Firebase Studio. Things seem a bit too slow. We will let it be. We will let it be. In the meantime, can we also try to look into? By the way, folks, have you looked into Jules? Is it jules.google.com? Yeah. Have you looked into Jules yet, or no? Has anyone tried Jules so far? I want to add one more. That should be, I think it's more likely here. Okay, I have to use the authenticator. Where's my phone? Ooh, my phone dead. It's not good. My kid always takes my phone's charger, and my charger has two different ports, and he puts both the ends in both different ports. Why? I hope they have thought about it, and it doesn't just explode one day. Beep boop. Okay, Firebase Studio is slow at the moment. Let's see. So if I go to authenticator, where are you? Here you are. So is that not the one? Wait. Oh. Okay. So we select this. I think we should also select pulse checker. Let's do that. Save. Successfully authenticated. And now I can give it some tasks. What tasks should we give? One of the things that I did have was the project page having its own QR code, but then the dates as well. So that is something that I think. Let's see. Pulse checker, no. Pulse checker. So I did create some issues with my brother, and I think we could create some. Okay, as another, what was the idea? Bulk create button on the create session page. It should open a different page. Farm. What was the idea of this one? Was it? I think it was to create 10 different sessions of the same. No. or just giving the titles and then having the same set of questions. Okay, so maybe I think the idea was to have the same set of questions but with different titles and times, I think. So let's say we ask, this is still working. That's weird. Okay, anyways, so let's pick pulse checker. Configuration, I think that's Jules attempts to set up your environment according to hints in your code base and agency MD. Optionally, you can provide setup script to be run explicitly. Note the repo will be cloned automatically into the app directory. After okay. Interesting. I actually never looked at this. Hmm. This is super interesting. What about variables? Okay, so it did say something. No, just environment setup and documentation. Okay. Okay. Anyways, so let's see if I can put a task here. So I can say as a multiple same fields and settings. This will allow following is a okay. So here, can I upload an image? No. Okay. So let's say I go there with the task, and here I can say I can put the definition of done, etc. here as well. So ideally, the idea is to have a form that has the same kind of questions and links, the same questions and links, but different titles and talk date time, things which are variable, so that the organizer can then easily customize those sessions created later while they have the same questions and links already, so they're not have to create all these sessions from scratch or by duplicating, right? So I hope that kind of makes sense. So let's see if it can look into these things. We're gonna have to see if this could work. Well, let's see. We're getting a 4 to 3 from this one. Why? Should I try with some other projects and see if they're working as expected? So we have GiveAway, we had Animate SVG, we had Mood Canvas and Agent Connect. We could look into Agent Connect, and we can also open GiveAway. Let's see which one opens. And if it doesn't open, then we'll just stop the work. Hmm. No, this is clearly not opening up. This is kind of opening up, and my camera just died. Let's switch to this one. So this one is at least opening up, the Agent Connect one. This one not so much for some weird reason. Could it be because of the Next.js public URL? I think it could be because of the Next.js public URL. But did I break it completely just by switching the variable? That's an interesting one. This is the bummer. If I could just change the public URL and then it doesn't allow that at all. Maybe I broke Firebase Studio. Agent Connect opens just fine, as you can see. This one opens just fine. The other one not so much. But maybe just it could be something maybe just wrong with the project itself. Or it is that we broke Firebase Studio. Only time will tell. Yeah, you see 403. I'm pretty sure the issue is with this, the change that we did just recently. So if I try to go here, it's not even gonna work because of the VM and the code issue. But then the thing is, can we change it now or no? The whole server is down, officer says. Okay. Okay, then it's just not just me. Okay, good. Okay. Then I know. Awesome. Thank you for telling me then. So then I can look into the other things. Okay, so front end. All right, so it's looking into these things. Plan approved. Create a DTO for bulk session creation. Front end says create a new route and component for bulk session creation. Okay. Then we have this updated. Okay. So create a new route and component for bulk session creation. Create a new form for bulk session creation. The form will have the same fields as a single session creation form, but it will allow adding multiple sessions. Add a bulk create button to create session page that navigates to the new bulk creation page. Implement the logic to send the bulk creation. Okay, so Jules is doing a bunch of things here, which is nice. So we have a bulk session that is being created here, and the session service. By the way, we are jumping projects here, so because Firebase Studio is not working at the moment, but oi refused to frame because it's an ancestor violates the following content. I think it's no. I was about to say I think it's working, but it's not, clearly not working. Okay. Oh well, that's fine. By the way, I'm not really sure if this talk ever happened. If we have responses here, then that means it's probably happened. Okay, so no responses. So this talk never happened. I did a recording and sent it to the organizer. Or this one happened. We got 23 responses for the talk, and it was pretty nice. By the way, this is the project that I'm using. I'm right now trying to use Jules to create some features in here, and this allows you to get feedback from the audience when you're giving presentations or talks, etc. This is one of the projects that I did a while ago. Um, but yeah, so this one right now, when you go to create a session, allows you to create a single session. But what I want to do is to have multiple sessions, so not just one. So ideally, this should allow us to have, uh, for example, the same questions like rating fields, and the name and the when of different sessions could be different, but the questions would be the same, and then the links would be shared as well. For example, if I go back to my previous link here, I could go and say, for example, I don't know, GDG Live Pakistan, and then you can see all the links here: SN Social, Gemini CLI, Firebase Studio. And I could also, when you go to this particular link to give feedback, this is what you see as an audience. So you see your name, if you have set something, otherwise you'll see anonymous, the session here, session date, when it happened, feedback that you can quickly give. And then at the bottom, you can see all the links. So this is really good for organizers and speakers even, or people who want to give tech sessions, etc., to just share all the links within one thing, and all they need to do is they need to just scan one single QR code that you can see right here. So if anyone scans this, they're going to be able to see this exact same thing, or they're going to jump there. So if you're a speaker, or if you're a content creator, and or a teacher, and you need feedback on something, all you need to do is just include this QR code in your slides, and that's it. So yeah. Okay, now it's running the code review. Good. So it's ready for review now. And now I can actually publish this branch and create a PR. So publish branch and create a PR, I would say. And it took about 6 minutes. So how about we test this out while this is clearly not working? And I think then we'll just wrap it up, because it doesn't make sense. The agent connecting, this project could be, this actually worked. So I'm still skeptical about. Yeah, you see, this one is working just fine. So I think it's not really the problem. I'm still suspecting that this is something to do with the change that I just did, which was the API endpoint. But I'm not really sure if I can get access to Firebase Studio or the source code for this. Maybe I can check in app hosting. What? Okay, because I have not deployed anything. So I have no database, I have no app hosting at the moment, because nothing is on production. Everything is here actually. Maybe I can get support. I don't know. If you are try refreshing the page. Many errors. Okay, let's see. My eyes hurt. Do we have a dark mode? Yes, thank you. To check. Oh, okay. So we also have the Firebase status dashboard here. Wait a second. Okay, so here we have status dashboard. Refresh. It's 10th of August, 11:51 PDT. Service outage. So everything seems to be okay, apart from, okay, so Firebase Studio has an issue here. Service disruption. So we have some. Okay. So we have some issues at least going here. So it's not just Android Studio. We have more of these. Okay, so it's going to be impacted then. Then there's no point in us looking at this. But maybe we can look at the PR. And this is really good that I can see the changes right here. I have not set them up to work on railway and then also here, which is a bit of a mess to be honest. But I think I could change those. Anyways, so we can try looking at it locally to see if what we're looking at works. So let me see if I can find it correctly. Give me 1 second. So if I go to projects, do we have pulse checker in here? Pulse, no, we don't have. No, we don't have it. So I have to clone it and perhaps set things up as well. Git clone. Yeah, let's open it. Tmux, cd pulse checker, and then we have. Sorry, give me 1 second. Want to ensure that I have things set correctly. So we have no. So we have cd pulse checker, and then I can say yarn. So we need to have at least the environment, I think, set up correctly. A LinkedIn user says, hey, Ahsan, it's an unrelated question, but I want to get your book Mastering Angular Signal since Kindle isn't available in Pakistan. Is there other way I can get it? Someone, are you the same guy who asked it on LinkedIn? No, maybe somewhere else. So I think you're the second person who've asked this. Okay, I can see your name on mobile, so you're not the same person. So okay, I'm gonna stop it. So what you can do is you can essentially go to Amazon.com. So if I go to Amazon.com and to this link, now you are in the US market. So what's important here is that you are in the US market, and then you can buy Kindle. So first of all, there are two issues. One, you cannot buy it at all. And that is because the book is not available in your country. So you go to Amazon US, and there you can buy it on Kindle. Now, when it comes to Kindle, you can essentially look for something called Kindle Web Reader. And this is available by Amazon itself, where you can find it, I think. Let me see if I can try to find it. I think it's called Cloud Reader, if I remember correctly. So yeah, here you can see I have all of my books, and I can essentially go ahead and read my Kindle books here, if I am not wrong. If I go to read now, here, so it's read.amazon.com. So you go there and you can essentially start reading. I'm sharing the link in the chat. So read.amazon.com. So all you need is basically get it on Kindle, and then you can start reading it here. I hope that it makes sense, and I hope that it helps as well. I don't know why this is too up top. Maybe I'm gonna bring it a bit down. I want it to be like this, but then not too much. It doesn't stick to one place. Okay, perhaps this is fine. So yeah, I hope that helps. So anyone who wants to get the book from Pakistan, you can essentially start reading at read.amazon.com. Let's make it like this. Good, good, good. This is not working anymore. And I also wanted to have the environment variables as well. I'm thinking if I should. Hmm. Let me see. Give me 1 second. Okay, so that worked. If I do yarn start, okay, so npm IG, I have to actually install yarn, it seems like. Okay, so let me see. So I have two applications there. I also have to upgrade them to Angular version 20 actually. But let's say we go with run start both. Okay, so I have to run first the DB and then no, but I could, okay, I could run the back end, but I could also have the front end pointing to the right direction. Let me quickly check something. No, but if I have the changes only in the back end, then it wouldn't be it wouldn't be just the back end that we need. We then need the database as well, and then I have to set up everything in my local database, which I don't really want to do. And I do remember there was something that I had previously with something else. We'll see. Shazib, how's it going? Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullah wa barakatuhu. LinkedIn user says, got it. We'll look into this. Thank you so much. No problem at all. And I hope you enjoyed the book. I'm pretty confident you will, but I hope you do. There, there's a funny story. Let me actually tell you. There's a funny story about the book. Let me try to bring it. Oh, it's not here. I have it somewhere here. So I have the book, which is this one, Mastering Angular Signals. And once I got it, then I realized that I have chosen a color that is quite similar to my previous book. Wait. So let's wait a while. Okay, so this is my previous book, the Angular Cookbook, and when I took a picture with both of them, then I realized, okay, I have a thing for the color. They look like almost exactly the same color. So yeah, then I realized, okay, it's exactly the same color. Maybe I should have gone for something a bit different. After says, what is the gift away? uh, this is what is a giveaway. It's an application that I've been working on for giving things that I have in my storage. So things like there's a mouse pad, there's a microphone that I have, so a couple of things here and there. So I wanted to have just an application that I can share with everyone, and then people can claim those, or pay for those if they want, and then yeah, just taking it from there. Anyways, I was about to tell you a fun story about the book itself. So this book that I have in my hand, and actually, if you look at this, so a lot of cool diagrams, a lot of cool illustrations, a lot of examples, and this is like just the, what do you call it? Just the tip of the iceberg. So when it comes to, for example, the coding examples, all of them is there as well. And then I realized I should have probably not have the black code, but you can see the dark mode in the book. Maybe it would have costed a bit less from Amazon to print this, but yeah, it's like being a noob when self-publishing stuff. But one of the things that I have that's funny with the book that I have in my hand is uh, is that this particular copy and a few copies I have, they don't have any index, so no index on these books. What happens is that it goes to, for example, this is page number 5, where we have a forward from we where we have forward from Mark Thompson, that you see right here, from the Angular team himself, and right after the forward, then we have page 6 and 7, and here you see it directly jumps to chapter 1. So we have the intro about the author, about the reviewer, and I also want to, you mentioned the reviewer that we have, who's Sonu, who's also another amazing GDE in Angular. Yeah. So here you can read a bit about the reviewer. So yeah, this is fun, and I've kept this for like just giving at different conferences. So I have about 10 copies. So I'm gonna probably give this at different conferences with this thing that we don't have an index. So it's gonna be fun. So after I got the book and I was reading it, I was like, nice, 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 nice. And then I saw where's where's the index. I thought the index would be there by default, but I forgot that when working with the paperback. And so there are two things. When you work with Kindle, the the option in Kindle is there to generate the index automatically. But when it comes to the paperback, then you need to provide a PDF, and the PDF, and in the PDF, it just prints whatever is there. So yeah, that's what happened. But I still think the print overall of the book looks like pretty sleek. So we have this. I don't know. It's too much light. So we have this side, which looks something like this: mastering Angular signals, and then my name in there. We have the back cover where we have a bunch of stuff mentioned there as well, and then we have the front. I think overall the quality of the book is pretty nice. It's, I would say it's probably similar to what we have here from Pact. So this was my second book. So here you see the and it's too big. So we got this, and then we got this. No, this side, and then we got this on the back, which is still is pretty nice. Things you will learn. I should have thought about this one actually. Things you will learn. That would be nice to see. But this one, of course, this book, the benefit of working with a whole editing team that is packed, is that you have the index. So here you can see the index of everything, about the author, blah blah blah. The formatting is nicer. Initially, there are also things like, talk about this on Discord, some helpful links, information about where the code is supposed to be. So overall, I think it's the quality of the pages is exactly the same because it's coming from Amazon, I think. But then, yeah, I think that I think when self-publishing, I've learned a few things that could be improved for my next book. We will see. Oh, I thought this was Sonu. No, Angular projects. Okay. Shazib says a cool color combination. Yeah, I think, yeah, I like this color. I like the purple itself, the purple and the black. And this had two different versions. One was a bit green, I think green and yellowish, and then this one was the purple one. So I went with this one, and the size is also a bit different, I think. So this one is 7 inch by 10 inch. I don't know what this one is. I thought I was going for this one, or the size that this one has, but no, it's a bit different. You can see that it's clearly not the same. So yeah, Zishan Elia says, Assalamu alaikum, Ahsan bhaiya. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Patrick, how is everyone coming at the same exact time? How are you, everyone? Should I put the books like this? Like this? Like this? No, just kidding. Okay, I think so. We do have the app working now. So something went wrong there, but I think it's good now. Firebase Studio went down. Maybe it's okay now. Agent Connect, I'm going to close it. Let's close this guy. Let's close this guy. Let's see if the status has changed for Firebase Studio. It still says some disruptions, but it seems okay to me now. Okay, so what did we do last time? We said what's new these days? I miss live testing your projects. Yes, me too. I'm working on a couple of things with these AI things that are coming in. We have like Gemini CLI, we have Codex. I was testing out GPT-5 as well, or GPT-5. But yeah, I didn't. I was trying to look into some NA10 automations as well using GPT-5, trying if it can generate those things for me directly without without banging my head. I have not been able to test any model so far that does the job, and sadly, all these influencers and even YouTube channels which are claiming that your jobs are in trouble, and GPT-5 is so much better and blah blah blah. I've not seen it, to be honest, and that's where I was spending some time as well. And I was also working with talking about testing my projects. Shahzeb, you could actually try out this project. Actually, I'm going to share this the QR code with you. Try out this project called this one is called Kidlytics. I worked on this with my friends at IMX. And what this allows, I should have a URL here as well. imx.com/kidlytics. Firebase. No. Gemini. Imagine. GenKit. What did we use? Firebase. Angular. SSR. A couple of things here and there. So this already got like 10 stars, including my my star. But I want you to try this URL. So let me share that quickly in the chat. So try this out. And what happened here? Sorry, I zoomed in too much. So this is the URL. imx.com/kidlytics. So this particular link allows you, or this app allows you to create stories, AI-based stories for kids. I'm not really sure if you have checked it out, but we started working on it like, I don't know, 4 weeks ago. And then this week, Google launched Storybook in Gemini, which was like, but this is open source. You can actually use this to create your own platforms, etc., etc. But essentially, you can go ahead here and you can create a story about anything. If you have any ideas, people in the comments, just tell me what kind of a story you want to create, and then we can try it live and see how this looks like. Zishan says, if possible, next stream, then make a React.js healthcare appointment app with context, API, Tailwind, and Firebase. For some students, it will be automatically ideal app for resume. Yes, I think so. But the problem is now with AI, you can generate those applications, really quickly. I'm really interested in knowing what kind of interviews are happening these days. What are they asking in their interviews, or what kind of portfolio projects are being seen in their interviews? So I think that's going to be interesting to see. Yeah, try to explore it. I'm going to go back to this because I want to see if everything works as expected. So a payment link has been sent to the email. I'm going to go to Mailinator. We should have an email coming in really soon. So here we have this. This was just now, and I can click pay now. If I go and put all my details here, and then I say test gift away, and then I pay it. I'm going to copy this actually. And then I pay it. I would expect this to take me to the success page, which should update this from payment pending to approved. Okay, so that is the idea. If everything worked perfectly, then that is what should happen. So if I click pay here, it should pay in this dummy Stripe thing. Now I see this successful. This got navigated to the right link, but this still says payment pending, which is not what we want. So here it says pending payment. I want to reload and see if that updates this in the backend. I don't think it updates it. So here you see it still says pending payment. So I'll go here and say it is still. So I would say I paid or I tested by paying via Stripe. However, it did not update the item's status. Still says pending payment. How can we test and identify what's wrong? Let's see. Okay, so what happened here? Let's see. All right, so here you're right to want to dig in and debug is the problem almost certainly is the live webhook, which is responsible for telling your app that a payment has been done. Okay, so let's have a check at the webhook. I'm gonna quickly check my Stripe dashboard to see if there are any logs coming in, or are we having issues with that. So give me 1 second. Stripe. Remember me on this device. Wait, authenticator, two-factor authentication. Stripe. Let's see. Shazay, when you have tested it out, do share the story that you have created so I can also have a look. So not the live mode. We had some sandboxes. No, where do we have the sandboxes? Okay, so we have the gift away sandbox here. Okay, so we do have some payments coming in, but the webhooks, I think it's not. Where can I find a web hook? Web hook. Oi, give me your webhook. Okay, so here we have it. Give me 1 second. Not the right one. So this is the webhook that it is trying to run, but the status is disabled, as you can see here. Now let's have a look at the URL here. So this is 6,000 which is this guy, right? So this is the URL that we should be having. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to get this webhook. I don't know if I can clone it. I think I should be able to the details. Listening for 220 events. So here we have this guy. So I'm going to update it to this one, 6001. And let's quickly do it like this. Okay, so I'm going to update the endpoint now. And I'm going to enable this as well. Enable webhook endpoint. I think this should just work now. So waiting for events, right? So let's try this again. I'm going to click the link. Okay, so the link expired now. Let's try this again. So I'm going to go here, view the request. I'm going to say decline the request. I'm going to approve it again. Fail to approve request. Why? Why do we have an issue with for your invalid API key provided for your Stripe here? What? Did it change something? I think it changed something in the code. Aha, so env as well, maybe. I think it changed my environment variable. Give me 1 second. Let's see. Okay, it changed. Oh no, it changed the Stripe secret and okay. It changed my Stripe secret. And it changed my environment variables as well. Not cool at all. So I have to put my Stripe secret and Stripe webhook secret. Give me 1 second. So this is my, where can I see the secret, signing secret? So I go there and this should be my webhook secret. And then my Stripe secret should be here as well. So if I go to my home, I should be able to get the secret key and I should be able to put it here as well, my secret. Okay, save this. I'm gonna go back to prototyper. And now I'm switching to the demo. Okay, so we go to our campaigns. We go to view request. We say approve. It should work now since I have, okay, so it works because I've put the secrets and etc. etc. Now if I go to test giveaway, this was 2 minutes ago. We should receive something just now. Hopefully. Unapprove the request, right? That's fine. But I should have an email received just now. Okay. If I decline, no. If I decline and then approve again, does it work as expected? I think it should, but it doesn't seem like it. Okay, so I'm going to decline now. And I get an email when that happens. So if I go back to Mailinator, so you see this works. This works. So okay. If I decline and then approve again, it doesn't send the email anymore. One more thing, do not change the environment variables at all. Okay, so I go with that. Fix the email issue when approving again for Stripe payments to add the to send a new link for the payment. Zishan says, mine ever first interview schedule will be in next month. So I want to know about best 3 React JS application for resume that make maximum chances to hire me. I've already created full stack e-commerce web app with Firebase. Look, with the React, I think you build something that is useful. For example, build something like this, like a camp, not maybe this scale of an application, but something that's usable. For example, you could have an app just to React and Firebase, and you could have, let's say, uh, a receipts application where you can have all your receipts for things that you're buying at the store, or or you're creating it for a company, for example, where someone who's an employee can submit this, and the HR can then approve it or decline it. So keeping it simple and not making it too complex, I would say. And the techniques that you should be showing are context API. If you're using Redux, you could use that as well. So things like that, I would say. Especially if you're using Next.js, I think that also helps quite a lot. You spotted two very important issues. You're correct that the reapproving declining request should generate a new payment link, and I will not touch your environment variables as you instructed. Good. Reapproval fails for paid items. When a request is declined, its status is marked as declined, but it remains in the system. If you later try to approve it, the existing logic approve request doesn't account for the state change. It doesn't regenerate a new Stripe checkout session, so new payment email is sent. Okay. Incorrect request count. The decline request function was decrementing the total request count on an item. This is incorrect. A declined request still is a request that was made. It should only be decremented if the request is permanently deleted. Good. So the solution, it says, is that I'm going to update the action, fix reapproval logic. Okay. Correct request count logic. Okay. So it changed a few things. First, it changed the name to homepage content. Okay. And then in the actions, what did it do? What did it change? Sorry, what did it change? I can't see the changes. Anyways, so fix this error, whatever you're seeing. Mm, okay. I don't know if this is changing something that does not need fixing, to be honest. Now it says dashboard content, campaign, seller campaign page content. I don't really think it matters, to be honest. Why are you changing these names? I don't know. Why are we changing these names at all in the first place? Let me reload this and see if this issue is there. Campaigns ID page. So we are starting to have an issue that wasn't there before. Having this issue. I don't know if the issue is exactly this or something bigger. I think we made some mistake in the page itself. That's why it's probably not working. Hmm. It's the same issue. No, I think we are going in the wrong direction. So let me quickly fix this here. I would probably okay, so this is not where I can go, to be honest. What did it change here? This is the change that it did, and that did not fix the issue completely. Let's try this again. If I go to the home page, it doesn't find the home page as well. So it doesn't find anything at all. All right, let's say it restarts the application. I think there is something wrong. Okay, this was one, and two more app suggestion, please. I would say just keep one. If you can even do one, it's good enough. You don't need to do a lot. Keep it simple. Okay, I think I'm gonna go back to. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna go back to just chatting. I'm gonna copy these links, go back and restore stuff. Shazib says PDF generation feature is cool. Yes, I know. We worked quite hard on this. I'm gonna go back to this state. Let's see if it works. Okay. Let's see. What is this? Why do we have internal server error? Is this again something to do with Firebase itself or Next.js itself, or what is happening? I'm gonna restart the application. Let's see. So again, Zishan, you have it next month. I would say just create one and try to make it as good as possible. If you go with too many applications at once, you're not going to be able to, you know, do well with any of those. So just keep it simple. Okay, so what was the issue that we were looking at? Where did we start? So yeah, reapproval. So when we have a request and I want to approve it again, okay, so a link is now sent to that guy. So if I go back to inbox, okay, so we got one. Okay, please complete the payment. So here we got one. Now I'm gonna say do now. It goes to Stripe. We fill these things. We're gonna look into the webhook now. Okay, test gift away, and then we say where was the, so this is the dashboard, right? We want to see if we get the webhooks coming in. So we're gonna go to the webhook and see if it works. So we say pay, and let's see if it does something. Processing, good. So that's done. It's waiting for events. It's going to most likely go here, and hopefully we have an event. Oi, we have an event. Look at that. So a bunch of them failed, but we have some events. So that's good. So we got load more. This just came in. So these are all just coming in. So then it sent hopefully this to our server, but it did not get updated, right? So let's see what happened here. So this one got 302 not found, 302, 302, 302. No, 302 found. What does that mean? Ba, 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 ba. So all of them actually went. No, the webhook delivery failed. Stripe will try to deliver the event in 1 hour. Why? So this is the one, right? I think. Let me see if that's exactly the same one. So we got Mailinator to, okay, so this is the one. So this one is something like, I don't know, 62 DAC, and then we have 175. If I have look at here, this one, it's not the same one. We have a different cluster now. That's why. So we need to update the details now. And we need to go and change this. And then we need to update the endpoint. And now we need to send these again. So which one should we be sending? So payment, I would say charge succeeded. So resend it. Did it go through? No. Hmm. These ones are okay. But let's see. If I resend this guy now, it says resend. But do I see that or no? No. So 33 did not make it. Why does it not? So this one, the endpoint is at least good. Where do we see the console here? So if I look at this guy, no, not this console for sure. I'm thinking now. No successful attempts here. All of these things are okay. The URL, I don't know. So this is the event that has come in. This is the URL where we have API slash stripe slash webhook. Okay. If I go to the code itself, and if I look at API, we have AI, but where is API? Da, 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 da. Where is the webhook? API? No. Okay, so here we have it. So why can't I see it? Source, aha, app API. Sorry. So this is the route TS. And here, I can't really see the logs. Maybe I can see when I've deployed this on app hosting, but I can't see it here at the moment. But how can I? I don't know if I should try it on production or not. So let's see. So here we have event types which have checkout session completed. Okay. Let's see. Actually, let's do one thing. What we are going to do is let's go back and let's do this. So we do have the checkout session completed here. Aha, this is one we should send. So if I say resend, and then I go ahead and say succeeded, no. And if I reload it, let's see. If I say Aha, so this one also did not make it. Okay, I don't know. So I'm gonna share this screenshot. So let's see, and I can also set that here. So I can say getting these events on Stripe dashboard. However, they don't seem to deliver anything. Um, is our code for webhook correct? Let's see. Okay, let's see. When a payment method is asynchronous with Firebase, payment may not have succeeded yet. When there's a separate checkout, you can go only handles the checkout session completed. Events I'll update it to handle this. But the image that we shared, checkout session completed, it actually does include those. Anyways, let's review the changes. Session completed. So payment succeeded. Okay, okay, and then we update it. Okay. But I don't think that's why we have this issue. But the event, wait a second, could be seen on a Stripe dashboard. But seems like the webhook is not being delivered. Why is that so? Is the endpoint not correct? Something else? So let's see if I can quickly paste the link as well. So if I look at this guy, this is the endpoint URL. So here is the URL being used now. Wakar says, bro, how much RAM do you have? I think it's 32 gigabytes. I think it has been quite a long time since I've had this. Why do we have this here? So, okay, you have events are in the Stripe dashboard, but you have a code isn't running. The key clue from is 302 found. Your webhook endpoint should return 200 OK. Set a signal that has successfully received. Request has been redirected. This almost always happens when an authentication middleware is protecting an API route. Okay, so Stripe's webhook request won't be authenticated with your app's user session. So your app middleware is the key. Okay. Interesting. Okay. I don't know if it's gonna make things worse or good for us. We'll see. Okay, let's see. So I'm gonna go to prototyper again. Let's see if this works. for us. What's happening here? I'm gonna try to not reload the application just to make sure that we can access the code and the other thing. Let's see. Okay, so the code is still here, at least works. I hope. Or I'm not sure if it's Firebase Studio causing the problem again. That's not able to run the app. Let's see. I'm testing its patience. I'm gonna close that one. Keep this one open. Let's see. Okay. Here it works. Here it doesn't work. If I go here, sign in with Google, it should log me in. Oh, why am I being logged in, thrown to login again? Wait, what's happening here? Okay, something clearly messed things up. 203DD. I'm going to actually roll back to the previous version. I don't think that's the actual version, actually. Okay, let's see. This is stuck on loading screen. Something isn't right. I'm gonna let it do something and then we'll roll back to the previous version. Let's see what it does. And I have to then go for prayer. Okay, so okay, whatever changes this make, I'm gonna go back to the previous version. I don't think this fixes the issue. Yeah, it does not. So I'm gonna go with the previous one, which was this one. I'm gonna restore to that point. Reload the page. Maybe even restart the application. Let's see if I can, because every time I think we restart the app, probably gives us a new cluster. Yeah, we have a different, no, DAC. I think it's the same one. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. I'm going to try to go to the home page. It takes me to the login page. And this is stuck on the login page. Why? But why? Here it works. So let's try this again. I log out. I log in. Comes back to login. And there we are. This is more like it. Now it's going to the manage campaign pages. I think it could be the services from Firebase, to be honest. But let's see. So when I open it, this is my actual domain. I'm going to put that in here. Okay. And then update the endpoint. And what I want to do now is to resend this guy. And then we go to, so this was 1936. And it doesn't do anything until I refresh. So 1936, and then it should be 1948. Yeah, so we got one which still says 302. So let's see. Let's try to give this to the prototyper. So we can say to the prototyper in that case, for some reason, when the payment is done from Stripe, the webhook from Stripe dashboard to our app does it show? No. In the API routes is not reached, doesn't work. We see a 302, and Stripe says it couldn't deliver it. Figure out why and fix it. So let's see. And then I think I'm gonna end up the stream soon. So let's try to see if this gets fixed. And then we end it here. So webhook should never redirect. It's an API route meant to receive data and respond directly. So it says that in your application, the auth guard component is designed to protect pages by redirecting the authentication routes to the login page. Okay. The problem is that the API protection is likely being applied too broadly, affecting your Stripe. I think the API should not be done there. Okay. Anyways, webhook is public and not subject to any authentication. So it again says it's creating this middleware. The solution, it creates a middleware to properly manage this, and then defines public pages like login and others. Okay. Remove the now redundant auth guard component is the new middleware will handle all the authentication checks. Okay. So this approach is the standard and most robust way of handle authentication. So it did a lot of changes, seems like. Even added or removed some packages. So we have Firebase admin here. We have the auth provider right here. Okay, interesting. Then we have the auth guard that's completely removed now. We have these pages which have been updated now to not include auth guard. Interesting. And then we have the middleware, right? But we got an issue. So let's allow Gemini to fix it. Probably importing something that is not allowed there. What is going on here? Cannot find the middleware module. So we have more errors here. Now it's thinking the logic of the middleware. Okay. Okay, we'll do it pretty soon. Let's see, debugging, examining route protection, verifying file paths, and then what do we have here? So we update the Firebase JSON. by ignoring function. Okay, it removed some stuff from validation. I don't I don't see the relevance here. Okay, I don't know what does it have to do with Firebase JSON though. I don't think it's that actually. Where is it going with this? To be honest, I don't think it's going in the right direction. It's sort of stuck in a loop. Cannot find the middleware module. Let's see if I can find this online. No, cannot find the middleware module. Next.js. The error is most likely occurred because you use the runtime Node.js in the Next.js stable version, not the canary one. Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna say fix the error. We'll also see this chat which discusses this. Okay, so I'm also sharing the chat as well. So hopefully it can get some ideas from that. Hmm. Hmm. Correct solution is rewrite the middleware with as runtime. Okay. 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 So the problem was basically Firebase admin in this case. Okay. Let's see. Let's see if that works out. Maybe it removed the Firebase JSON now or Firebase admin now. Giveaway app. What happened here? Named next n. What? Incredible patience. That's what I have. Okay, let's not get too excited. Shall we just let it load? Let it load. 404. A couple of times a 404. Maybe try to get. Oi. So login redirect, whatever that means. Okay, so we are stuck here actually. So seems to be stuck here. So it seems like we are stuck here at the moment. Let's see. fixed the auth provider to prevent it from getting stuck and also corrected the middleware logic. The app should load now correctly. I don't think so. Let's see maybe what it did. What did it do? So it says loading, and then it has here process redirect. So it checks the Firebase ID token but doesn't get it. But then raises cookie as well. I don't really know where it's going with this. Model is disposed. What's happening here? I want to change and restart the application. It's incredibly frustrating to be stuck on a loading screen. Of course it is. But it's fun as well. Okay, so clearly it's not working. It's still stuck on the loading screen. If I was authenticated, maybe that's what is causing it. If I'm not authenticated, if I wasn't, then why does it get stuck on? Checking for errors, good. It's now showing me a loader instead of the loading message, which is still sort of as bad. It just seems different, but I think it's as bad. Let's see. Maybe it's just taking some time, to be honest. I don't know. What happens if I open this here? Now it shows login. If I go here, it still shows me login. So I'm not sure. Maybe I should just wait until this goes away. If I go to application, can I see the cookies? Nothing in the local storage. If I go to cookies, I see a bunch of cookies right here. Nay. Okay, what to do? I don't know, to be honest. Let's see. There was a campaigns redirect as well at some point. Let's see if I can find that. It was, I think, this one. Let's see if I can get this guy. No, it ends up doing something weird with this logic. Okay, so here's what I'm deciding to do. I'm gonna restore it to something that was working fine. Okay, and then I'm gonna have to go and pray. So let's see the module, not that one. I think it was this one. Yeah, it was this one. 023D. I think it was this one. Let me see what were the changes. Try poker. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, I think it was this one. Let's see. So restore this, because I think we are going in a direction which is not not the good one. Can you please do it like this? Okay, so this version works, so I don't have to go to that route. I'm gonna keep it like this, and we'll see if I can use or what is wrong with the stripe thingy. We'll see. The 302 is a bit of a problem. Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be a problem, but we'll fix that when the time comes. I think it's fine for now. So I'm gonna leave it at that, and I think we'll try to fix it next time. So thank you everyone who joined us today, and I'm gonna see you next time. Allah Hafiz, and